even though that consumer carbon tax was canceled, you may have noticed you are paying more at the gas pumps today. Average prices are up at least 13 cents a litre over last week. As CTV's Colton Wiens reports, an industry expert says this is likely due to volatile oil prices, something that could keep fluctuating into the summer.
Gas prices above $1.30 in Kitchener Tuesday morning, about a 13-cent spike from last week's average of $1.17.
They dropped, but then they went back up again. Like, what's the reason for it?
I did really like it when it went down.
April is often when gas stations switch from winter fuel to a summer blend, which typically raises prices. But an analyst from Gas Buddies says the seasonal switchover happened a few weeks ago, and this latest spike is likely due to volatility in the oil market.
Now with those tariffs paused, oil prices have gone back up from $55 back up to about $65 a barrel. And I'm thinking that's where the jump in wholesale gasoline prices also was rather notable. And so the price impact, stations passed along those lower prices relatively quickly. And so when the cost went back up, they also had to raise prices to correspond with that jump.
Dahan says OPEC production, a potential ceasefire with Russia and Ukraine, and nuclear talks between the U.S. and Iran are all headlines that impact the market. Adding the wholesale price of gas can vary by 5 to 10 cents a litre on extreme days, and just today the wholesale price went up roughly 13 to 15 cents a litre.
You know, as a station owner, you're buying gasoline every 1 to 3 days. If you don't get the timing just perfectly right, you're going to be paying by later today another 13 cents a liter for filling up.
Dahan says prices will fluctuate throughout the summer. Gas in Kitchener is 38 cents a litre cheaper than last year, but things like the paused consumer carbon tax and what the White House does going forward will all factor into the price at the pump.
But there's still going to be moments where gas prices may go up 10 cents a liter, down 10 cents a liter. The volatility is probably going to be much higher than normal this summer.
Dahan says one thing drivers can do to save some money is check the prices online before heading to a pump.
Be an educated consumer and check the price before you pay.
Colton Wiens, CTV News, Kitchener.